Do you know the history of the House of Wealth the Este, or Fulco the Este, among other much larger and more familiar royal or noble houses? The Welfs or Guelphs are less known in history. That is a pity, because there is much to tell. For instance, this noble house of the Este, called Casa d'Este in Italian, realized the first and only Jacobite socialist utopia ever established in world history. Yes, you heard that right. Situated on the southern periphery of Europe, in the Mediterranean region, the island of Sardinia, historically, culturally, and politically, ideologically, strongly connected to nearby Corsica, formed for decades during the era of the Enlightenment, the cradle of this utopia, based on anarchist or socialist principles. It is hardly surprising, then, that the island of Sardinia served as an appealing refuge for the heirs of the House of Stuart, the Jacobite pretenders belonging to the House of the Este or Wealth the Este. Descendants such as the future Duchess Consort of Modena and Reggio, Maria Beatrice Vittoria Giuseppina, better known as Maria Beatrice of Savoy the Este, who also held the titular title of Queen of England, Scotland, and Ireland, spent the greater part of their lives on this island. While the island was something of an outlier among the Savoyard territories within the Kingdom of Savoy-Piedmont, for the Jacobites it represented an ideal base for their political aspirations and a comfortable, safe haven for the descendants of the Prince of Wales, James Francis Edward Stuart, also known as the Old Pretender, and the senior House of Stuart Clement, to the thrones of England, Ireland, and Scotland from 1701 until his death in 1766. The Prince of Wales, the Old Pretender, had many other nicknames, including Knight of Saint George, in French, Le Chevalier de Saint-Georges. Although Maria Beatrice of Savoy the Este was considered a descendant of the Old Pretender, the close interrelationships among members of the Este family, spanning the ducal houses of Brunswick-Lüneburg from Hanover and Modena-Reggio in Emilia-Romagna, and a desire to strengthen the intimate family ties and bloodline within the House of Wealth or Wealth the Este on both sides of the Alps, compelled her father and immediate family to seek legitimate claim to the royal title of Jacobite Clement and possession of the British crown jewels. Henry IX, or Henry I, nicknamed the Cardinal Duke of York, or Cardinal of York, the successor to both the Old Pretender and the Young Pretender, was recognized until his death as the lawful ruler of Great Britain and Ireland. With this political choice Maria Beatrice of Savoy d'Este and her father, Victor Emmanuel I of Savoy-Piedmont, followed in the footsteps of their illustrious predecessors, the Dukes of Modena and Reggio, and the Dukes of Massa and Princes of Carrara, who maintained close, cordial relations with the House of Hanover, whose king ruled over the electorate of Hanover and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, united in a personal union since 1692, finalized in 1714. Unlike his father, James Francis Edward Stuart, or the Old Pretender, and his older brother, Charles Edward Stuart, nicknamed the Young Pretender, or Bonnie Prince Charlie, Henry Benedict Stuart made no attempt to seize the Jacobite thrones of England, Ireland, and Scotland. Following the death of the Young Pretender in 1788, His Eminence was known among non-Stuart Jacobites and Stuart Jacobites as Henry IX and Henry I. However, the Holy See or Papacy did not recognize the Cardinal Duke of York as the rightful monarch of England, Ireland, and Scotland, acknowledging him only in his capacity as Cardinal Bishop of Ostia and Velletri and Dean of the College of Cardinals. Under the terms of his will, which he signed as Henry R, i.e. Rex, meaning king, he was succeeded in all his claimed British rights by his close kinsman and friend, Charles Emmanuel IV of Savoy-Piedmont, the Duke of Savoy, who had held the title Prince of Piedmont from birth until his accession to the throne of the Kingdom of Sardinia-Piedmont in 1796. In his will, Henry Benedict Stuart bequeathed the crown jewels of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland to the Hanoverian Prince of Wales, the future George IV. The titular title of Jacobite Pretender thereby passed to the House of Savoy-Piedmont, and more specifically to the related House of Savoy d'Este, a cadet branch of the House of Fulco d'Este, and the House of Savoy-Piedmont.